All right, guys, we got this little clearing job going on, and we're gonna head out here and buck up some logs to sell to the mill and some firewood, I guess. And I got me some special help today. I got me some good help, and I am excited. You're just gonna have to wait to see who it is, though. It's awful fancy seeing you here.
Oh, I was like, we just had this conversation.
So you gotta tell everybody how horrible of a logger I am?
No.
You can speak the truth, it's fair.
I'm not speaking any truth.
It's bad.
This qualifies as land clearing.
All right, so I may be good at moving dirt. I absolutely suck at moving trees. And it's, I don't know how you guys do it. I guess it's having the right equipment and the knowledge.
I think lack of knowledge is what makes you do it. Poor decision making on where you want to go in life. I'm gonna be a logger.
Well, there'll be plenty of trees left after I get done, so I'm not gonna make you very far. I suck at this. All right, so Nutsy come all the way from Pennsylvania to visit Wade, and I kidnapped him.
I visited all you. To quit saying just visiting Wade.
Well, Wade's more interesting than I am. He called me. What'd you call me yesterday? No, was it Thursday?
Thursday night. Hey, what are you doing?
He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm trying to log. He's like, I'll be there in 15 minutes. I'm like, no, you won't. You live in Pennsylvania. But he's going to save my butt today. Let me show you what we got. We got a, I'm going to say it, we got a mess over here. I don't care what you say. So Nutsy's going to help me get stuff bucked up. This is my attempt at starting. And I got to, in full disclaimer, my cousin Eric's been down here helping me a little bit. This isn't all my fancy chainsaw work, but I got to sort through that pile. I didn't do a very good job of it to start with. And then I got logs piled over here. I got logs piled here. I got logs everywhere. Basically, we're clearing this out. You guys seen some of the other videos. We're clearing this out for a food plot. That's what it's coming to. So first thing we're going to do this morning is go through, and he's going to help me get all these logs bucked up and get them organized. And then, yeah, and then we're going to go down there, and we got a few more random trees we need to drop. So I'm going to hop on the skid steer, start doing some sorting, and then we're going to go from there. All right, guys, so my first video on this job actually kind of got messed up a little bit. I still don't know for sure what I'm going to do there, but basically this job here, we are clearing about an acre, close to an acre and a quarter. Guys, he borders the Hoosier National Forest. Oh my goodness, look how dirty that windshield is. Holy cow. Sorry about that. But he borders the Hoosier National Forest on 3 sides, and this is basically his hunting cabin. He's an out-of-town guy. So he comes down, spends weekends, deer hunts, turkey hunts, drinks beer with his buddies, has a good time. Just kind of a little getaway from him. He lives, Indy, for you guys that don't know, is about 3 hours from here. So what, I've been working on this for about 2 days up to this point, and I root wadded probably about 90% of these trees. He wanted as many stumps out of there as possible. Some of the bigger trees out around the edge, and there was a couple white oaks and some decent red oaks that were out in the middle, and they just weren't worth the effort to get the stump out. It wasn't that big a deal. So basically, I've got all the trees up to the top of the hill here, the clearings from here down, and just out of dumb luck, grace of God, however you want to say it, Nutsy happened to visit this weekend, and he spent a day with Wade, and he came over here and spent a day with me. And man, like I said, my cousin Eric is also a timber cutter, and he'd been stopping by a few hours the 2 previous evenings, help me drop a few trees and kind of get sorted out a little bit. But Eric had to work this day. Nutsy was available, and yeah, man, gosh dang, he saved my butt. He was good help. He is good what he does. He's professional. I couldn't have got what I got done in this. It would have took me 3 days to get done what me and him got done in 8 hours. So just very thankful, very lucky that he showed up when he did and the timing worked out. But so basically we started the day off. I had all these trees worked up the hill, and we started the day off bucking these trees up and just kind of getting set up and organized. And if you look up here on top of the hill, I kind of mentioned it before, but basically we got 3 different log piles. So the big pile is going to be what we were calling saw logs, which was anything that would basically make lumber that was not white oak. And it's actually going to go to these. I was just on enough of a hillside that made this aggravating with some of these logs, but we got along. The skid steer was actually, as much as I complained about this skid steer, it was actually handy for this. So but anyways, back to what I was saying. At the top of the hill, we got 3 different piles. We got a pile of saw logs, which will actually end up going to Logger Wade's or Phil and Joanne or Ancient Sawmill. Nutsy's trying to tell me which logs go where because I'm an idiot and don't know. I can't. Oh man, you ask me what a tree is, and I'll just tell you firewood. I'm not even gonna guess. But he did educate me quite a bit. So, anyways. 3 log piles. We got probably 2 semi-loads going to Phil and Joanne's or Logger Wade's for saw logs. And then we got about a half a load, what we call stave logs, which are some nicer white oaks that are going to end up going to make whiskey barrels, get a little more money out of those. And then the 3rd pile, this is the saw log pile here. The 3rd pile is just kind of what's left over. The homeowner wanted to keep it piled up for firewood. So, anyways, like I said, we got a system going. We're going good here. After we got these logs bucked up, Nutsy gave me a timber cutting lesson, and I got some good video of that. So stick with us here and check that out. We had about 4 trees that were down on the line we had to drop. We had a hickory, a red oak, and a white oak, I believe. So, but we got some pretty good video of him kind of explaining what goes on there. So yeah. Let's check that out. Like I said, it was a good day. Man, I was just crazy how things work out sometimes. And he was in town, just so happened to be in town while I was doing this job. And oh man, I can't stress enough how much help he was and how cool it was. This worked out. Me and him got to spend the whole day together. We worked our butts off, but we had a good time doing it, and I learned a lot from him. So yeah. We'll get these logs bucked up, and we'll head down over the hill and drop some trees. So is this one here going in the firewood pile?
Yeah.
That ought to burn real nice and hot.
I bet it would.
So, should I just set that one off to the side, you think?
Is it going to go in the same place?
Yeah, I think so.
Put it in the pile.
Put it in the stave pile?
Yeah.
Okay. And then that...
We got to here, I got this log right here is cut.
Okay.
Maybe pull that stuff out of the
Excavator, okay.
So we can get to it.
Yep. Yeah, I can pull it out and swing it around. All right, Mr. Tree bucking expert over there.
Tree bucking. Showed you how to rototill on that one. I showed myself.
Oh,
Someone likes to put the dirt right on the log where they need cut.
I'm an excavator, not a logger. I've been trying to explain that to you.
This dirt perfect name.
I've been trying to explain that to you all day long. Look at this. Are we allowed to show the fancy new saw?
Yeah.
It doesn't have a scratch on it yet.
It will.
Not today.
No, not today.
All right, so we got all the trees down, or all the trees we had down, we got bucked. Kind of got these sorted here a little bit. This pile here goes to Logger Wade. This pile here is going to the stave guy. We may have 1 tree in there that may possibly have been here, I don't know. That's firewood. So we got about 10 trees yet to drop. So we're gonna head over the hill with old Nutsy here. He's gonna put these puppies on the ground, and yeah. It's been a fun day, man. It's been cool. Been fun working with Nuts. Really enjoyed it. So let's go drop some trees.
And then your hickory over there, I can just tell by the bark on it that it's a hickory.
This is what's hard to show on video too, is lean.
A good way to show lean when I've done it is I'll break a stick, you know, and you have your camera, and you kind of hold this and your camera back and be like, well, that's, you know, that there is perfectly plumb, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
But long story short, it is leaning very hard that way.
okay.
So you're going to fall it this way, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so how do we safely get this tree on the ground?
On a tree like this, your biggest fear is a barber chair, obviously, the back opening up as you're cutting. So what you want to do is you want to eliminate, you want to do a bore cut. You can do what we'll call a step bore cut.
So basically you're cutting out the center of your hinge?
Not so much the hinge, no. On a tree, especially since this is a gum, it's a low quality blocking tree, I'm not really worried about punching the heart and or the sapwood. On a hard leaning tree like this, you want to leave a little bigger of a hinge, you know, because what's going to happen is it's going to sit on that hinge. So you have tons of stored energy in the back side of this tree because of all that pressure wanting to go. So you knock your hinge out. You don't need to go real deep. And we'll bore in, leave our hinge, then you'll see me come out and I'll bore in again. I'll step up.
Okay.
So what that's creating is a block. You want to do it way back here, you know what I mean? So we'll bore in here, come back, then I'll step up.
So if that thing does try to barber chair, it's got that to push against?
That's exactly. And you can do, the bigger the tree, there's guys that do multiple steps. I don't necessarily think you need to do multiple steps, but long as you got one, and with as much as this leaning, that step can be big. You know, we can come back, we can come up 4 or 5 inches, it's still going to break right off.
Gotcha.
So we'll come back, we'll come up some, and then we'll come back a little more, then you'll see I'll leave what I have like a trigger. And the trigger is basically, you'll figure how small you can go by feel. You'll see it start to move.
That's when you know you need to quit and get ready to get, I guess, once you see it start to move, that's when you look everything over, make sure you're good to let her fall and then hit your trigger. And,
you know, I've gotten to the point where I assess the lean, I pick my escape route, and obviously you want to get some stuff out of your way. Never ever want to run straight away from a tree that's falling that way, because anything it catches is coming right back there.
I got you.
The only time I ever wore a limb was when, you know, I just got, what's the word? I got complacent. I was watching the tree fall. You know what I mean? So we'll knock it and we'll take off that way. As I'm cutting, what I'll do is when you see me step up, when I do the trigger, then you go ahead and just back up right over there, and then I'll do the trigger and meet up with you.
All right.
So
that's why I hire a professional.
Where's he at?
He's wearing a hard hat and got a fancy saw right there in front of me. Hinge down.
I can feel my bar getting a little bit tight.
Nicely done.
That was a good, nice, solid gum tree. But you see, you leave that block there. Now that's a fat hinge, and I'm going to catch crap because I got fiber pull, but let's face it.
Hey, the point of this tree is to get it safely on the ground.
Yes, when you're cutting trees leaning this hard, 9 times out of 10, 9 times, not all times, sometimes I've seen some really nice timber leaning like this, they're usually not the highest quality, so you're not worried about fiber pull, and most of the time your fiber pull comes out of the stump, which doesn't matter, you cut that off. But being this what it is, I could have shrunk that up a little bit more.
So what's the purpose of the little nick over there? Just...
I'll do that on bigger trees because I was getting to the outer limit of my bar.
Okay, just to make sure you get through there. Ah, gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
And on other trees, like the white oak, when you're cutting real nice white oak or any white oak, any kind of dollar tree, nipping that sapwood on the corners will keep it from peeling up the tree if the tree rolls.
Ah, gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, but here, I only went about 2 inches. And then I left myself about...
Now, what trees are more susceptible to barber chairing than others?
Hickory will open up real bad because the fibers hold real good.
Okay.
Any leaning tree. I mean, ash will blow open on you. Everything. I mean, they all do it. You'll have some trees, it depends on where they're growing sometimes. Like how dense the grain is, or how... It seems like trees that grow out on the edge of the field, the grain tends to do this more, and they won't open up as much. You know, they have more of a confused grain.
Intertwined a little bit.
Stuff growing in the woods here like this is...
Yeah, the inside of that tree is a whole lot prettier than the outside of that tree, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely.
I guess that's one of those you don't know what you got until you put it in the ground.
Honestly expected, when we seen those cankers up there, I expected to open it and find a hollow spot, but it wasn't.
Huh.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scamper up here and cut the limbs off real quick, because that one's going to go right on top of it.
Okay, we'll throw it out of the way over there then.
You can just leave it there for now. We'll cut
Just you'll have it top, so you're not climbing through the tops to do that one. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, it's not a big deal.
All right.
But let me cut this one, and I'll show you how I like to cut hickory, because hickory's a whole different beast, and that one's not leaning real hard.
Sweet.
So we can really, you could do some neat things with hickory, because the fiber, the tensile strength of the fiber is so incredible.
It hangs on so good.
Oh yeah, you could swing them all over.
Awesome. Cool deal, bud. So this is a cedar tree?
Yeah. Yeah. See you run that through the old planer. No, we got a hickory. And there's a scar here, like it almost got struck by lightning or something one time. The first thing that comes to mind when we're cutting this one is right next to your foot.
Oh, that big grapevine.
Okay,
yeah,
so
good call.
It could be in this. You just keep that in your mind that you're gonna have to, you know, there's a vine. So
Yeah.
you get away from it, because it could very easily pull something out of a tree behind you.
Yeah, it looks like it wraps around that beach, but it's really hard to tell where it goes once it gets up there, ain't it?
So what I'm going to do is, I know you like to root wad these things, but I'm probably, for my safety, I'm going to knock that little beach down right there.
That's fine.
I'm going to loosen this one up, so when this one goes, it just takes it right with it.
So that way we ain't got to worry about that vine as much either.
Yep.
Gotcha, good call.
Now what you'll see, what I'll do on this one is, it's got a little bit of lean. I mean, there's a good, I can't really see the canopy back here, but for the most part, it looks like it's reaching up the hill. So we're gonna cut our notch. We're gonna relief the sapwoods on both sides, and I'm gonna punch the heart out of it. And I usually do that on all my hickory, because hickory will want to pull fibers and it's stringy.
Okay.
So, and I'll start coming, I'll do what they call chase cutting. I'm gonna get on that side of the tree, because I call that the bad side, because it is leaning that way a little bit.
Okay.
And I'm gonna come all the way around like this, and I might chase it with a wedge if I have to, just for a little insurance. And as it's coming down, I'll touch it off a little bit to shrink that hinge up, and she'll come right down.
So once you know it's going the direction you want it to go,
Yeah.
that's when you're confident enough to shrink that hinge up a
Yeah,
little
I'll
bit.
start shrinking it up a little bit more, just so it, and anybody's cut hickory, I mean,
Yeah.
you know what it is. You've seen it up there. I left that little tab on that one, and you can get them pulled apart.
Yeah, it was pulling the whole log, so.
All right, let me loosen this one. This one might be flat. Yeah. The little tree is leaning back like that. Cut the back side first. Cut your relief. You start to sit back. Eliminated your chance of pinching your saw.
So, like you know what you're doing.
See, I even got a little bit still. I mean, we shrunk that way up, and still I had that little bit of
fiber pull.
I mean, which really ain't much. It's in the outer section of log, so it'll get cut out pretty quick. But when I did with the wedge, and you see me hang it there like that.
You just kind of keep an eye on what that tree's doing by that?
Yeah, it's a neat trick I picked up.
Helps you read the tree.
Yeah, because sometimes you're looking up and there's so much stuff you can't tell when it's subtly moving. That wedge will just start dipping. And you always hang it like this first, so it'll dip. Or if it starts lifting up,
you know it's tightening it. Yeah, if you're setting back.
Little trick. That's for hickory. That's a pretty nice hickory log.
The homeowner will be nice to hear that.
What's that?
I said the homeowner will be nice to hear that.
Yeah.
And guess longer way, because that's where it's going to end up at.
I'm sure they'll jam it through there just like everything else. Them boys are sawing poles, man.
It's our last tree, Nutsy.
Might have to pound on it a little bit, but we'll get it.
Last tree. Come in from the back.
Yeah.
And read what it's doing.
It's wider. I'll start here. I'll come right around. And I'll put that wedge in there. Start it before it starts sitting back.
She's going.
Feels like hollow or something. Not hollow.
I seen a little bit of dope come out of it, that last little
Rod or something. Gonna grab that beech tree a little bit, so just watch.
Yep.
Nothing comes out. There's a chum.
So close. Was that just help them stick together from when shooting out?
One will usually come flying back out. It works sometimes, not all the time. There it is.
Yep, there she goes. Nicely done.
Sorry, I forgot that one.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah, it's a little pungy, but it ain't bad. There's shake in it.
I was gonna look at that hickory tree you thought was struck by lightning to see if there was any signs of it being struck in there. Did you see anything?
Look like in the heart. Sometimes it really doesn't harm the tree, but other times it'll kill them.
Depends on if it goes down the outside or down the inside, I guess.
Yeah, I got a video of one. We were looking at timber, and it's a red oak, and it just got hit that spring because there were still brown leaves in it. And you could see wherever there's, from what I'm told, wherever the most moisture is in the tree, like underneath the cambium layer,
that's where it's gonna go.
it follows that path. And basically it heats up, it boils, it creates steam, and that's why it bursts like that.
Ah.
And then sometimes it kills a tree, and other times, more often than not, it just kills it. And then something happened. Either it logged or you had some kind of event to all of a sudden, see how they pick up and get real big?
Because it sped up, like it was like trying to save its life.
Something happened there, and then it got no, it sped up. It just had availability to light, and you know, it was able to grow. And then here, it was competing for light again, you know, growth. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And what the hell happened here?
Well, it exploded in growth. So look, it slowed down here in about, let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
10
9,
years ago.
10. So about every 12 years, every 2 inches, and you've got 2, 4, 6. I mean, so you're looking at 36 years ago, 40 years ago, something happened that opened this up. I mean, is that when he started developing this?
This was developed in 1982, is that correct?
Yeah.
About 82.
Started in there, yeah.
But they never built shit.
No.
Yeah, so maybe it was logged.
Wow.
Maybe it was, I mean, you could really tell a lot from what happened in a forest just looking at the end of the tree.
There's more than a semi. I counted here before you started stacking today, there's 113 logs. Before you brought up what you brought up. So I don't know what those last run of trees were after lunch.
That last red oak you cut had water run down the end of it, like you said.
Mm-hmm. What was that about?
I told them certain times a year you cut a red oak, if it's on a slope, the water will just run out of the end of it.
And it did.
We were talking about it the other day.
So you travel everywhere cutting logs, just logging?
Well, I come to see some friends and it just happened to work out. Now I can add another.
I happen to have my chainsaw with me.
Oh,
No, really convenient for us.
It's convenient for us. That's great.
Especially me.
I can add another.
Convenient.
High five, buddy. Awesome job.
That's hot.
Appreciate the help. All right, guys, nuts319. He came to town to visit Steve, Billows, Logger Wade, and myself. He couldn't have come at a better time. It just so happens I had this logging job going on. He offered to come out and help me on Saturday. Oh my goodness, awesome help. I couldn't have got what I got done without him, and with him being there, it sure as heck went a whole lot safer and a whole lot smoother. The boy knows what he's doing with the chainsaw. So, guys, if you get time, I'll put a link to his channel in the description of this video. Go over and check out his channel. He's an awesome guy. He's got an awesome channel, great content. He does some really, I mean, he's good at hand cutting. He's just good at what he does. So thanks for the help, Nuts. You guys go over, check out his channel. Give him a sub if you like what you see. Hope you enjoyed this video. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and we'll catch you on the next one.